So what I want to talk about today is, do you understand how powerful you are as a leader? The client I have in mind, we'll call him Hank. Hank is somebody that I had coached in a group context quite a bit, and then another one of our coaches worked with him one-on-one. He's somebody who I think really illustrates the power of the awareness that as leaders, we have to understand that we live and operate within an ecosystem. And in this case, Hank was an incredibly effective leader. He already had a team that was very connected to him, drawn to him. People wanted to work with him. People would ask to be moved into his team, etc. He had a great relationship with, obviously within his own kind of function and team, but across the company at large. And in his coaching, one of the things that he admitted was, wow, I had never seen the fact that I really am kind of a source of something. In my leadership, this idea that, we live and operate in this ecosystem, and everything that I do when I walk into a room or enter a meeting or relate to whether it's a direct report, a colleague, or anyone else, I'm bringing something to the equation. And so, in our world, we would call that a bit of a blind spot, not recognizing that, oh, wait, I am the source of something in any given moment. And so as he saw this in a very subtle and slow way, but over time, he was just more and more aware that he got to choose what he brought into the conversation. Like, who was he going to be in that conversation? What kind of qualitative presence was he going to bring and infuse the conversation with? Because in his own admission, he would say, well, sometimes I get in a bit of a mood. And he didn't realize that actually was also a choice, to allow the mood to permeate the ecosystem. I think really incredible things came out of that. One was he shared a story about how he started to see this also at home. And he started to see that the conversations he was having with his daughter, he realized he wasn't being intentional. He wasn't choosing who he wanted to be and how he wanted to be in those conversations. And he felt, his teenage daughters like becoming more independent, wanting to individuate, etc. He just really felt that these conversations were really important to him, that he wanted to stay connected. So the more he became aware that he got to choose who he was going to be, those conversations became more and more engaging. I think because in the end, he was just really choosing to be a great listener to her, like to be in her world and to listen more deeply to her, what she wanted and what she was thinking about. So that really, in his words, really changed his relationship with his daughter, which was incredibly meaningful. And then the other is this idea of, as he understood he's the source of something and he could really decide how he wanted to be in these meetings he was having with his colleagues, he noticed the senior level meetings that he was having, he became more comfortable being more fully present and being more seen and voicing his opinion, even if it was an opinion of dissent or contrast to what was being discussed. Because he understood, I am literally operating and leading in an ecosystem, and I matter here. I'm not a benign entity. I'm here. And so what I bring into the conversation here, it's important and it's relevant. And in a funny way, we were laughing about this together that, it's kind of what you're being paid for. Like, you're being paid to come to work, your whole person. I think everything about you is being paid to come to work. That is something that I coach my clients on. Every single client engagement will begin with, do you understand that you live and lead within an ecosystem? And so do you understand that you have a choice as to who you will be, what you will bring into that ecosystem? Because whatever we bring casts a die into the environment. And ultimately what we bring, it's our choice. So my call to action to you is to audit yourself, take the last 3 days at work and really begin to identify who were you being in those meetings, in those conversations, and see what did you bring to the conversation? And is it what you want to be and who you want to be as a leader? The more you see and the more you know, then you'll know what needs to come next for you as a leader. Good luck.